What's up, everybody? Anthony here, specialtymotorcars.net, and let's go way back to the archives to remember this Seville that I bought, gee whiz, back in April, and it is now finally time to find this beautiful 43,000 mile two-tone Seville a new home. This is a gorgeous two-tone factory color combination car. Very excited to show you. It's complete, it's done, filler panels are on, all that good stuff. It took me a little bit. Couple sets of fillers, tell you all about it right here in this video. Let's get into it. And here she is, a beautiful gossamer blue over Corinthian blue two-tone, factory two-tone 1985 Cadillac Seville. This is the last year of the very iconic Bustle back style Seville, and this car is a 43,000 mile survivor with a beautiful velour interior. I want to say the elegance interior because it's got that stuffed padded. The Sevilles are kind of weird. The base Sevilles came with the Barrett's or the elegance style seats, where the Elegantes came with that flatter style seat. It's kind of like backwards, like, you know, the Eldorados, the Barrettas came with these seats, like these are the upgraded seats, but Seville, they put these in these cars standard. So I want to say the Barrett's or the elegant style seats, but it's got those style seats and a beautiful navy velour. Absolutely love it. Got a few period correct accessories on this car that were on this car when I bought it, which is that Continental spare tire on the trunk, and then the low-rise E&G grille on the front. We'll get back around there in a minute. But those are very, very common accessories. The other cool thing is, I don't know if you see it from here, it's also got this Highlight 2 aftermarket third brake light, which I think is pretty neat. But we'll get closer up with that in just a minute. So you might ask yourself, well, geez, Anthony, what took you so long to get this car ready? Well, filler panels are really what took me so long. I went through 3 sets of filler panels. Now, typically when I do my filler panels on my Broughams, I have one supplier that I've always bought them through for the longest time. I know what I get. I haven't had to do filler panels on one of these cars in a long, long time. And not being, you know, as versed in filler panels, I bought one set, sent them back. Bought another set from a different manufacturer, sent them back. And I wasn't being picky, like, because I know none of them fit like the originals. But these things were horrible. Finally, the third set, I think, fit the best. Painted them, two-tone painted them, the backs, and installed them, and, you know, serviced the car, and here we are. It makes me not want to buy another Seville and do filler panels on ever again, but more than likely I probably will get one again at some point. But that was really the big holdup, was, you know, going back and forth with manufacturers and what's the problem. You know, you try to return these things, you buy them from some of these online sellers, and you know, they don't want to take them back because you're complaining about the fit and finish, and, well, do they work for the car? Yeah, but technically no. I wasn't happy with them. Anyways, so we did finally get filler panels. We did front and rear. The rear were the big problem ones, but the front ones weren't the easiest on the first few go-arounds either. But like I said, finally we are all set and done. They are installed. They look good. Fit and finish is just that good. Perfect? No. There's no way you can get these things perfect, but better than missing, you know, cracked, falling out. I mean, this car didn't even have them in the back or the front when I got it, so they look better than nothing, you know. And I hate to come off that way because that's not typically how I, you know, describe things or say I do things, but unfortunately with these, it's just, there's not a lot of demand. The Sevilles don't share, you know, with anything else other than 79 to 85 Seville, where the Broughams, you know, they run from 80 to 92 for the rear ones, 80 to 89 for the front ones. There's a lot more demand for good quality stuff, and with that, manufacturers are more apt to build or remake or modify or do their best they can because they have so many buyers for said pieces. So anyways, that's enough ranting about the filler panel. So we'll go around this car. She's got 43,000 miles on it. She's a beautiful survivor Seville. This is a very controversial body style. Maybe not the word controversial I should use, but everybody knows these cars. 85 was the last year for this. Then they downsized to the real small, stubby Sevilles, which I'm not a big fan of. So I like these with the two-tone, especially with the two-tone, with that factory stainless chrome spear running down the side that separates the two-tone. A very easy car to two-tone, but a very stylish car when it is two-toned. I'm going to go around, point out a few little marks, chips, dings. Very, very minor stuff. Like I said, this is a real nice survivor car. Apologize for this time of year. It's real tough to do pictures out in the blazing sun with the sun coming down so early. It's really tough to do photos and pictures. But you can see here, this is a beautiful light blue over a dark blue. I think dark blue is a Corinthian blue, which I believe was a Corinthian or Commodore. Now I'm forgetting. I know I looked it up just before this video because I have the original build sheet. But it's a very pretty two-tone blue nonetheless. All the chrome is in great shape. All the bright work, you can see here, chrome on the bumpers. These impact strips, all very, very nice. Now these fillers are original. These ones were replaced, and the front ones I think fit quite well. Nice clear cornering lights. You can tell this car lived in a garage because all the bright work is so nice. You got the original guide headlights on both sides, impact strips. There's no, you know, fading or excessive wear and tear on the paint. A few little pit marks you can see on this grill topper. Nothing too crazy. It's got a real nice shine to it, but got those few little marks when you get up close. This is an E&G. This is what they call the low-rise grill. You can see it kind of mounts flush with the top of the hood, where the high rises bumped up a little bit. You can kind of see them from, you know, sitting behind the driver's seat. I don't quite like those because, you know, they kind of look too out of place, but this is doable. I don't know. The purists might not like it, but very period correct. Got a little paint chip right there. Nice chrome bezel here. It does have a small stress crack right there. Again, look at the chrome on this car. Very, very nice shape. Rub strips, just as nice. Not all beat up or torn up from, you know, rubbing against corners of garages. Again, crystal clear cornering lights with the Seville emblems. Again, nice filler panels fitted in there. Fiber optic lamp monitors. Paint on this car on the hood, great shape. Little bitty chip right there. And down here, got the original style. Oop, there it is, the original style power antenna bezel with the original power antenna. This is an original windshield, and this is what they call the plastic glass or glass plastic windshield. I don't know how many years they offered this. We can actually see the warning right here. It says glass plastic material. See owner's manual for care instructions. You can read that from the inside. Basically, I think it was like an extra laminated windshield. All the chrome trim going around the edges are in great shape. A few little minor spots you can see of just minor delamination in the glass, but I would say overall this windshield is in phenomenal shape for being original to this car. All the chrome trim. I like how it's got that kind of hideaway cowling, you know, real sharp, real, just kind of got that Cruella Deville look to it, of old school Cadillacs. Chrome on the mirrors are in great shape. A few little light pepper marks. You can see here little spots in it. Not too bad. All the stainless and everything is in phenomenal shape. Coming up over the roof. Paint on this car is great shape. All the bright work throughout here. Now, the one cool thing with these Sevilles is all these windows are frameless. So you got the front windows down, there's no frame around it. Same with the back, except for this quarter glass, which is pretty sweet. Real just 1980s era design. Get the beautiful belt line molding that comes all the way down. Shoots all the way down, kind of like the Barretts style Eldorados to the point here. wheel arches, chrome, stainless, whatever you want to call them, nice shape. Did do 4 new tires. This car still had the original Uniroyal Royal Seals on it when I bought it. Had to put new tires on it, so 4 brand new 1-inch white walls. Excuse me. Real straight down both sides. All the lower stainless is in great shape. Even all this stainless trim is in great shape. Chrome, nice bright chrome. You'd have 1, 2, 3, 4 spots you can see right there in the sun that were chips that were touched up. And the wheel arches are in great shape. Another new Iron Man white wall. Come around to the back here, around the corner, you have side marker lights in here, and then the Seville tail lights there. These here are just reflectors, but again, all the chrome, all the rub strips are in great shape. This one fits a little bit better. You can see, you know, I'm being very particular because I installed these things. So I tried and I worked on these fillers for days, and I feel like I got them as best I could get them. You know what, I'll probably get some criticism in the comments, but these things needed a lot of trimming and bending and cutting and refabricating to get these to fit. Unless you've done them yourself, there's no need to complain. Again, they look better than nothing. All the trim around the window here, very, very nice. This is all stuff you can't duplicate. Like I said, it does have this aftermarket highlight 2 third brake light. 1985, obviously they didn't have third brake lights as being mandated yet. I think that was 1986. Got a factory installed painted stripe on the deck lid. This is aftermarket. I don't know if E&G Classics did this, but this is a very Seville thing to do back in the day. Not a car that you could really put the Continental kit on, because it kind of looked a little weird. This fit that kind of slope. You can criticize it easily nowadays, say, oh, what a gaudy thing, but there, you know, think of 1985. This was the thing. You know, these cars, they had cloth tops, they had Continental kits, grills, you know, wire wheels, all that stuff, Vogue tires. That was all common stuff to see during the time. Down the deck lid here, nice shape. You know, the tail light, all the bright work on the chrome. This one, you could see here my fit and finish on this kind of corner. Again, it just, you have to work with what you can get. I could not get this in any tighter. And I did actually chip it in a two spots there that I had to touch up. But again, for what it was from the factory. These came with 2-piece quarter tail light, where aftermarket they make them as a 1-piece. And then this as a separate piece here. So you got a lot of angles and stuff to work with, but I think they came out pretty good for what they are. I did scratch that up in there, you can see. And another thing, these I bought from AccuTrim, right? And there was supposed to be a bracket that went like at a 90-degree angle inward. Well, they made them at a 90-degree angle outward. So I had to trim those off both sides, fabricate a new way to attach it to the brackets inside. Like, that's how messed up this is. And you'd say to yourself, well, why didn't you send those back, Anthony? This was the third set I got, and I had been test fitting bumper fillers for what seemed to be an entire year. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to make these work as best I can. And here we are. Again, chrome. I feel like I'm harping on these filler panels a little too much, but I want to explain my frustration. So everybody knows where I'm coming from. Don't ever ask me to help you do filler panels on the Seville. Any of my fans out there, because it's never going to happen. It's not going to happen. I do like how they got the gold center crests in there. This is a non-top car, so get the stick-on Cadillac crest here. A lot of these you'd see with the Roadster tops. I would say this would look pretty good with a white top on it or a navy top, but where the two-tone is already there, I'm okay with not having a top. And I know some of you guys are probably cringing listening to me say that, but a few little other dots of delamination, but nothing crazy at all. Very, very minor. Original plastic glass windshield. Chrome on here is nice and bright. These are heated mirrors. All the sash moldings, I mean, super, super clean. Very, very nice. Rub strips, everything is in great shape. Little chip right there. Even the chrome on the door handles. Couple little chips, one there. Couple on the door edges there. Maybe another little guy right there. I do have door edge guards for this car. This car didn't come from the factory with the stainless edge guards, but I was at a salvage yard when we were in Pennsylvania, and there was a Seville there, and I grabbed the door edge guards, but I didn't want to pop them on because those are like a pop on once and live with them, because they will probably, you know, scratch the edge of the door paint when they're installed, and if you go to try to take them off, probably wouldn't look all that good. But they are in the trunk, and I will include them. You know, it's up to the next buyer if they want them. I'll pop them on, but you got to own the car for me to do that. But they are factory GM issued bumper door edge guards. You know, just clean throughout. A couple little minor, maybe bug marks or chips on the front, leading edge, but real nice, real pretty car. 1985 Seville, two-tone blue. Absolutely pretty car. All right, let's take a look at the interior. All right, going on to the inside of the 85 Seville. You can see here it's just beautiful, fluffy, overstuffed Cadillac luxury at its absolute finest. And this is what I meant by the seats. These are, you know, like if these were on a brougham, they'd be the elegance, top of the line elegance seats. If these were in a Eldorado, these would be the top of the line Barrett style, pillow top, button tufted seats. But they were really pushing these Sevilles as to be that, you know, high-end sedan, luxury sedan, you know, for that businessman. And they put these top of the line seats in as the base ones, and the Elegantes had more of a flat style seat, which again doesn't really make much sense to me, but I'm sure GM marketing had some reasoning for it. Super clean. All the gaskets and weather stripping is in a really nice shape. All inside the door jambs are nice and clean. The sill plates nice and clean. Even has the hinge covers like the Broughams do. Even the gasketing here, nice and soft, not all chewed up or anything like that. Tops of the door panels are in great shape. This is what I meant by frameless glass. So you put these windows down and you have a frameless glass or frameless door. All the upholstery here, you got Seville kind of inscribed in the material. All the switches and knobs and buttons, great shape. Even the door panel armrest here, you can see no splits or anything. It does have two lights on all of them, the red and the white. Pretty cool. Typically I put the floor mats in the trunk of these cars, but where these E-body Sevilles and Eldorados have this giant floor mat, I elected to leave it in here. But bottom of, you know, the carpeting in this car is just as nice, obviously, as the floor mats themselves. All in this high traffic area is in nice shape. And the thing I really love about velour is it's just so soft, especially really lightly used velour like this. You can feel that soft, fibery feel. When they get used and beat down and shampooed a million times, you kind of lose that feel. And this car feels great. Dash pad is in great shape, no cracks or splits. Even the steering wheel has the plastic wheel with the wood inlay. That is absolutely great as well. We'll get to the instruments and stuff like that in just a minute. Get to the back door here. And all the gasketing is in super nice shape. Bustle plates. All the gasketing here. You know, nice and soft. So the back doors are a little different. They are frameless, but they have this quarter window here. Kind of a goofy design, but obviously they couldn't fit the entire window as a power unit to go down into the door. So they have these fixed quarter windows here. Again, you get that Seville scripture here. Power windows, you know, locks, sliding locks, all that good stuff. Interior light switches. All the seat backs are in great shape. The mat back pockets are nice and tight. Carpeting, great shape. It's a real nice Survivor Seville. You don't see these generally around much anymore. I don't know what it was with these Sevilles. Back in the day, these cars just didn't, I don't know. You see a lot of Eldorados, you see a lot more of the Broughams. You don't see as many of these Bustleback Sevilles. I do know Cadillac sold quite a few of them. Maybe these were more like the family sedans. You know, they weren't a Brougham. The Broughams, the old timers bought the Broughams, saved those. I mean, I don't know, the Eldorados. I don't know. You just don't see many of these Sevilles. Got a little bit, I don't know. That's something that stained it, or maybe someone burned it with a cigarette at one point. This car does not smell like a smoker's car. So if that was a cigarette singe or something, that was probably when the car was near new, because that smell is gone. Come on. Big fat fingers can't fit in there. Cigarette lighter looks unused. And all the gasketing is in great shape. Pillars, seat back pockets, carpeting, plush. This car smells like a low mileage gem. This thing is just so cool. You get the factory telltale lights up there, or the fiber optics, and then the same thing. Looks like a little alien head with these two red lights on each side, but those essentially do the same thing that those do, and indicate if the third brake light is working. Brand new headliner just done with the rear sail panels as well. Rear upholstery, great shape. I like it. It's kind of like my Cadillac. My town car has the lap belts down here, lap belt in the middle. Inside the jam here, super clean. Like even all this felt and fabric here, no wear and tear on that. Again, the gasketing, all in great shape. Door panels, again, no splits or tears. Dash pad, same thing, no splits, no cracks. It's real common on these pads, the split. It's such a big pad. But again, this is a northern car. This car came out of Ohio. You know, so it was spared that hot weather, like the Cadillac Seville. Script there, nice stainless trim here, and carpeting. All the original floor mats, carpeting. Here you have the old school little litter bin there as well. These velour seats, just super comfortable. Every weather, climate, that's what I love about velour. They're cool in the summer, they're warm in the winter. I love leather, don't get me wrong, but nothing wears like velour, and nothing keeps you comfortable like velour. I get the argument leather to velour, but I am definitely a velour guy. All right, let's jump behind the wheel. We'll show you what we got. We'll show you what we got for keys, books, and all that good stuff. And then we'll take it for a spin back to the shop We'll get it up in the air so you can take a look at the bottom. All right, this is when I typically show you what I got for books and keys and all that stuff here. I do have 1.5 sets of keys, the original gold style keys. We have 2 square ignition keys and 1 round door key. We'll go ahead and we'll start this up. She comes right to life, nice and quiet. All digital displays, digital electronic climate control. You have your fuel data and all that good stuff. We'll show you that a little bit more in depth in a minute here. You have all the books and stuff in the glove box. The original hubcap key as well. Actually shows you right there. This is the instructions for the plastic glass windshield. I'm sure there's like an addendum in here and all these books. Whoop. About to lose all the books here. We'll get those buttoned up a little neater in just a second. Actually, that works for now. This is kind of cool. This is the original build sheet for this car. Put a window down here. It's starting to... It's a beautiful day. It's like 75 degrees out. This is the original build sheet for this car, which is pretty sweet. It breaks down all the option codes that this car would have come with as it was going down the line. Colors, you can see here, 90 is the lower color, 25 is the upper color. It gives you the breakdowns of all the options that it came with: wire locking disc caps, federal emission systems, axle ratios, your soft roof delete, pulse wipers, auto electric AC, deck lid stripe, just little things that you don't really see on maybe a window sticker. I do not have a window sticker, but I think this is kind of just as cool. Fire mist paint, really neat. Shows you it came off the Linden plant in New Jersey. Anchor Motor Freight was the ones who shipped this car up to H.R. Lee & Sons in Wellington, Ohio. That was the original selling dealer of this car, but kind of cool that this was found. This was above the headliner. When the headliner came down, that was glued or taped to the top of it, which I think is pretty cool. Let's see here. We'll do. Oh, this is on FM. Radio works good. Power antenna works great. It is. I think there would be a. This is a button. I don't know what it would say here, but I feel like there would have been a little silver, sticker here that might have come off. It's the Delco AM/FM cassette. You have your fuel ranges, fuel used. You can do all the resets and stuff like that. I don't know if I reset it or not. Automatic climate control. We'll do auto here. You can hear the compressor kick on. This has the analog gauge cluster. We're going to put this on low. Mirrors are both down here on the bottom, one over here as well. This does have the typical Cadillac tilt and telescoping steering column. Cruise control master switch. Pop this open here. We have your delay wipers, Sentinel headlights with auto dimming. That's cool. AC is nice and cool. Little map pockets. These are a little loose here. I did not have the visors redone. I just did the headliner and the rear sail panels. There's those cool pillarless doors. Come up to the under the hood, pop this hood open. AC compressor is going. I believe this is still R12 because it has never been retrofitted, and the air works great in this car. See the compressor spinning. I did do a new under hood insulation pad. You can see there. I don't know why. I don't know what that is. Somebody has done service to this car throughout its life. It's got a newer radiator, newer hoses, it's got newer belts, nice fresh coolant. Looks like it's got a new brake booster, master cylinder. But you know, just nice and tidy under here. You can see all the containers are in nice shape. Everything fit and finish is good. At some point I want to say it had a remote starter, but it doesn't have a remote starter anymore. So there's no button, and I didn't see any wiring for it, but I don't know. Valet start system, H.R. Lee & Sons, the original selling dealer. Battery is date coded January of 2024. Newer hood struts. Pretty cool. Close that down. Now we'll go back to the trunk. Now we're back here in the trunk. I have to hold the trunk up. I ordered a set of, it's got the same gas pistons that hold the hood up. And I bought a set, and they must have been 20-year-old pistons because they were all leaking right in the package. Installed both of them, and neither of them held the trunk up. They were blown out in the package, so I had to order another set from a different manufacturer. Unfortunately, I won't have those till tomorrow, so but I will be replacing those. All the gasketing here is in nice shape all throughout the trunk, weather stripping. Now I like what they did on the Sevilles. They didn't do these on the Broughams, where they wrapped the hinges and even the inside of the trunk in the same carpeting as the trunk itself. And the trunk is color coded. It's blue, like, you know, the interior of the car, where Cadillac Broughams, they were just like this gray material, and there was no wrapping over here. You have your jack instructions, little zip up container for your you know, spare tire. These are the door edge guards. Again, these are all GM stainless door edge guards off of another 85 Seville. I'm not going to put them on unless you want me to. That is the buyer of this car wants me to. Trunk mat, and then the rear floor mats. The front one is still in the car, like I had said. Trunk pull down works perfectly. There you go. Let's take her for a spin. All right, now let's take her for a spin back to the shop. Put that air on low so we don't die in here. It is a beautiful day. Fall day. As you can see, the leaves are changing, or have changed. Well, some of them are still changing. But the it's like summertime out today. It's been beautiful the last few days here in New England, which has been a fantastic treat. One thing I wanted to point out, you can see what it looks to be, well, in this angle, it looks like a crack, but it's not a crack. It's where somebody must have put a sticker on the windshield there, and then maybe scraped it off. And that's what happens if you don't, you read the instructions for this plastic glass windshield, you actually cut the plastic laminate. So that's, you don't really see it because the mirror is kind of in your way when you're driving, like the line of vision, but I just wanted to point that out. You don't really see it from the outside, you only notice it from the inside there. And I also wanted to point out, you see that little red dot there? I think that might have been something to do with some type of aftermarket, you know, alarm or remote start system that this car doesn't have anymore. Or, I don't know. I don't have any remotes or fobs or anything like that. So service work, what was done to this car? Filler panels, headliner. Waiting for the trunk pistons. What else do we do? Oh, you can see that warning. Caution, glass, plastic material. See owner's manual for care instructions. Did 4 new tires. Like I said, it had the original Royal seals on it when I bought the car. Did rear brake pads, rear brake calipers. What else do we do to this car? Oil change. I feel like I'm missing something. Bumper fillers. I don't know. That's going crazy just on the camera. I know I have to explain myself every time. It looks like it's going nuts in real life when it really isn't. It's because the pixels versus the flash rate of the LEDs or whatever. I don't know. Technical terminology for that stuff. But yeah, so, you know, the cheese ready to go. 1985 Cadillac Seville, just about to click 44,000 miles on it. Nice cold air. Just a really nice, well cared for car that you just don't see these things anymore. Like looking down the hood and seeing those telltale lights. That's so cool. I love that on these Cadillacs. And look at the beautiful paint on the hood. I think this is all original paint on this car, obviously except for the fillers. All right, highway time. We'll get it back to the shop, and I have a clip for you of the bottom side. So we'll take a look at the bottom side of this Seville up in the air. Very clean car. I think the car must have been undercoated when it was new. But being an Ohio car, you know, I've had many cars like this. Northern cars that people assume, look at the beautiful trees. They assume are going to, you know, drive in the wintertime, but never end up doing that. All right, let's get out on the highway here. What are we up to, 65, 70? She's a cruiser. So if we got cruise control, cruise is set, but it's not seeming to hold. No. Cruise lights come on, but we don't have any cruise control holding. So cruise, I don't know what's going on there. Let me see if I can do this. Pay attention to the road, not be an idiot. No cruise. No cruise control. That's all right. Toot toot. Oh, sorry, I wasn't beeping at you. I don't know if the guy was giving me a wave like what I beep or like the car. Whoa, slow down, Anthony. Slow down. Slow your roll. Anyways, any questions about this car? 978-930-1004. My name is Anthony. Get me anytime. Don't let distance stop you from getting a dream car like this in your driveway. I can ship anywhere, anytime. Let me know how I can get this car to you. 978-930-1004 is the number here. SpecialtyMotorcars.net is the website. You can go over and check out all the still pictures of this car, the information and details. Price on this car is going to be $15,995. Check me out on Instagram, Specialty Motorcars NH, and on Facebook for all my sneak peeks. I always put sneak peeks over there, you know, as I get things in the door, as I'm working on things. Always good to see, you know, what I got in the shop. I got another brougham coming up next. So for all you brougham fans waiting for Brougham-toberfest to continue, fear not. We got 2 in the works right now that are near picture stage. So Broughams are upcoming as well. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll get it back to the shop and let's show you the bottom side. All right, bottom side of the Seville. You can see under here, it's pretty nice shape. Undercoated back when this car was born, it looks like. New rear calipers on the back. I believe new rear pads as well. Exhaust is newer, but starting to show a little bit of rust or surface rust on the, probably like a galvanized steel. Muffler has been replaced, tailpipe, resonator. Not rusty at all under here. It looks like a new fuel pump as well. Fuel filter. A newer fuel filter. Everything's been undercoated, the floors, and this has been like this for quite some time. I said probably when the car was new, because the car was sold in Ohio when it was new. You can see the dust and stuff just from sitting in garages. A little damp around here. You know, maybe not as much the transmission pan, maybe the oil pan. You can see a little bit of dampness around the plug. And this is the transmission here around like the front I don't know what they call that on these front-wheel drive cars, a pumpkin-looking thing. You know, just typical old car dampness, but overall, pretty nice shape under here. Oh, flashlight on, flashlight off. Any questions, give me a call, 978-930-1004. Appreciate everybody for watching, and we'll talk to you on the next one.